Hi buddy, welcome back to Vintage Story Season 2, Episode 57 with me, Sid. And the last episode we completed our journey to the deep south. And we've set ourselves up with a permanent teleporter which takes us 20,000 blocks to the south of here. Which is quite a ways away. But is considerably warmer, so you know, and you can even see where I did the update, where the map changed to colour. That's where I changed us back to reusing a fully coloured map, and we have set ourselves up here. This is our home. Let's call it our winter home, although, you know, it's probably not. It will probably become our home in the long run. But there you go, save. So we need to, because as you can see, it's -6 here, and bonk, down here it's 14 degrees. So lovely warm weather to be had by all. So we need to start thinking about what I want to do down here, and the first thing I think we need to do is I grabbed this while I was up at the old base. We've got a couple of those, and we're going to make ourselves a big old trunk so we can offload some of this stuff that we've picked up along the ways. That probably needs, now I should, hang on, let me get the right key. Changes between game versions, so those I definitely want to keep. I will find a use for those because somebody went to the trouble of chiseling them all. Oh, that can go in as well. Put those away, and that can go away. Actually, we don't need that one, and that's set to home, which is exactly where it should be, although we won't be using it from here, obviously. So let me just grab all the bits and pieces out of here as much as we can, and we can stash as much as we can as well. That and that can go away along with the steel axe. Those can stay. This can all come out. Might as well leave that there for now. Boop, boop, boop. And then we can just unboop a whole load of this. If I grab you and you, those can be placed and become additional storage, can't they? That's correct. Oh, hello, and we'll pick you up and put you away. So I've been thinking, I would say long and hard, but I've been thinking, I won't say it's about the style of builds that I want to put down here. That's food. We'll keep you on my person for now. And I have an idea of some bits and pieces that would work for me. And actually, rice grain, we can munch on that, and we can munch on those. Anything else down? Oh, we've got you. Let's get rid of you and you and you. Right, so we've got an inventory. Now, my first instance of... That's a calf, wasn't it, I think? My first area of building is going to be here around the where we've set the thing, and I'm going to basically create a small landing area, and then we're going to build, and it's going to be will be very rustic, and wood is the plan. So I'm going to need to go back and grab a few bits, and You see, I would have preferred to have that. And here's a part of the problem I have, is I'm remembering what blocks I've got to build with, but I am kind of confusing between the two servers. Now I would like to put shingles up here, because thatch really doesn't work. So that might be the solution, that we cook up a whole load of shingles while we work on the basics for our thing, because you know we've got, this is all, there's plenty of this, and this is all more than enough for what I need on here. And then we can obviously replace this with the shingles. Now we did shingles over there, but now we've got the big old machine over there. And what would I need here? So just for that, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 14. I'll assume it hasn't come in. 21, 28, 30, 28, 35, plus a few more. I'm going to need a lot of shingles, basically. I think is the answer we're looking for here. I am probably going to need to go and dig some wool, and I am probably going to need to go and dig some clay. If anybody knows how to dig wool, I'll be pleased to accept their guidance on that. Because we did lose a lot of our clay on the previous thing. So let me just have a look at just straight. Oops. No. If I have a look at shingles, so I can do a raw fire clay or a raw thing. That's a fired blue grey. That's a fire clay, raw blah blah blah. Yeah, those. And then we use those to make, well, if I'm not mistaken, we would be doing those into this, wouldn't we? Which only takes 3 per 2, so that's not too bad. Now the question is, how much fire clay? I've got 640 of that, and I've got 831 of that. Let me just grab you. So let's just go and put these down and say I want shingles. And we're probably easier to do this. I don't think there is any significant benefit to claiming these stuff back. Let's see how many shingles I get out, how much clay it takes to make one shingle. So we started with 64, and we've now used 3. So that's 4, 5. I would say that's about 5 clay per shingle. Let's do that again just to check that out. So all things being equal, I would expect to end on 54. It's not quite that precise, it's down to the number of voxels, and if you look at the tooltip at the top there, you can see the actual available voxels and the countdown. So that takes us down to 54. I think we're going to go down to 53. Yep, we did. So I actually used 11 for 2 lots there. Okay. Just a stupid question. How many shingles in a slot? Do 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 do. 12 to a row. And I would say, oh yeah, there's going to be a lot more, isn't there? Okay. I've got shingles to make. Quite a lot of them, I suspect. So let me get on with that, and then we'll head somewhere warmer to do the actual some actual building. In terms of the area that I'm planning to build at the lakeside, it is just going to be mainly different textures of dirt if I can manage it. So I'm going to get a little bit of muddy gravel, we'll get some compacted dirt, some of this strewn sand, some of this strewn straw, and that should give me what I want, which I think will be a nice textured area, like I would say a square, but it's going to be more like a circle. So, but it's, yeah, we'll keep it simple, but I'll be back in a sec. Alright, I did 2 full stacks of shingles, that's going, which is 2 lots of 192. That will probably not be enough to do the entire roof, but it'll get me started. Because I don't want to spend, I did all that effort getting down south, and I don't really want to go down south only to come back up. Now, before we left to go down south, I have got some more of those. We did create another 12 iron blooms, which means I should be able to get these remade and take some of those, make me 2 of those. Don't those stack? Surprised. And that can go on there, and that can go on there. And then we need to process these iron blooms up. Now, I believe to make the 2 anvil parts, it's supposed to be easier using plates than it is using ingots. Certainly for the base. So I'm going to make a couple of plates, and I think it should be, I can never remember let me just check the numbers, I'll be back in a moment. Alright, I'm processing up the last bloom here. I did actually have 1 bloom which had 1 voxel short of the necessary voxels to make an ingot. And it looks like the only thing I could have done there was to actually put another bloom onto it, which would have wasted an ingot. So I actually just reused, because I've got the waste voxels mod on here, I just broke it down into iron nuggets and had done with. They'll come in for something, I'm absolutely certain. There's still more than enough here to cope, because you've got 9, 10, 11, plus another 11 there. No, yeah, because I've got a plate over here. So you need officially 10 ingots. However, it's not as easy as just going batshit crazy on doing it. Now, I must admit, when I did this on the Rusty Gear server, I was very resource rich in terms of meteoric iron. I already had access to a steel, or was it an iron anvil, because we had one in the community centre, and I just kept on stacking them on, and I probably used about 13 or 14 ingots and wasted so much it was untrue, but I didn't fully understand. So the recommendation is that you go with an iron plate. I need a couple of bits of coal for the lower half. Doesn't matter for the upper half. The upper half is a little bit less forgiving, and you're going to start with the iron plate, and then you go on to the iron ingot. And the reason you start with an iron plate is because there is a maximum. Did I just pick that up? I bloody well did. I knew I did. There's a maximum height of 6 voxels, and if you go above that, you start to lose voxels from the ingots. So what we need to do is we're going to start with the iron plate for the this is going to be the anvil base, And it's anvil base, and it needs a total of 196 voxels divided into 5 layers. So it's 80 on the first layer, 38 on the second and third layer, and 20 on each for the fourth and fifth layer. So yeah, sounds simple, doesn't it? Yeah, I'm yawning here. Let me grab that out. Wow, it's getting a bit more hotter than... Why are you going so much hotter than usual? I mean, I'm not complaining, it gives me more working time. But I suspect we are going to have to... So I need an anvil base. And what I need to do... Can I don't even know if I can do this. Let me... Yes, I can. So we're going to bring you over. And we need to keep this as flat as possible, basically. And try not to waste it. I mean, there is space for wastage of the voxels on this one. Doesn't matter if we go too far on the top. If we miss it, it's just going to cost us another ingot, which is certainly not the end of the world. But there's going to be a lot of reheating. There's going to be a lot of moving this, because we've got a hell of a lot of metal to move. And then we've got to repeat the process for the anvil top, although we don't start with a plate on that one. So let me grab you. We're going to add some material. So now you can see here that there's a definite issue. So what we need to do, I think, is flatten all of this off as much as we can. And then well, if I can get these to go up, I will do. I'm not entirely sure that I'm doing this right, and I'm not using the auto function just because I know the auto function doesn't play nicely with anvils, because I did this on the Rusty Gear server, and that's how I know I wasted so much material. So this is going to be a slow process, and I'm probably going to end up swearing at it a lot, because, you know, that's what you do. Now, if I can bring you up over there, then my ingot will still fall in that space, won't it? I think it will go down the middle there. So what I think I need to do here, just... I know I don't need to move around, I can change my orientation. I just find it easier to do this. So then we're going to grab an ingot, we're going to stick it onto heat. We're probably going to grab you and stick you onto heat, and therefore we'll be keeping everything hot. At the moment I am eating practically rotten pie, because that's what I've got. As well as I've got a whole load of fruit and stuff, but I don't want to waste it, so while there's still nutritional value in there, we'll go with that. And well, I'll see you when I've got the base done. Alright, and that is the Iron Anvil base done. And I didn't lose, well, I didn't use an ingot too many, put it that way. So we've got one ingot over here should we need it. We need to do the top, and as has been pointed out already, it does state that the recipe has absolutely no margin for error. So we are quite literally trying to use every single last voxel, and if we screw it up we will have to use another ingot. So yeah, that's going to be fun. I managed to eat all the pie, even though it was mouldy, but you know, waste not, want not. Oh, you only think what it must have been like actually living in an era where people would take that mentality rather than modern day where we sit there and go, oh, it's past its sell by date, get rid of it. I must admit I'm actually not that bad. I do tend to be a little bit more pragmatic. I'll not risk things like chicken or pork like that, but other things, if they've been refrigerated and kept properly, I'll sometimes take a chance, you know, depending on how brave I'm feeling. And whether I fancy a sickie the following day. No, not really honest. Yeah, so we now need to do the anvil top, and we'll get that going in a moment. We'll just get you are almost, there you go, and we're going to place you down, and we are doing anvil top. Right, so we need to absolutely waste nothing. And this bit is obviously the easy bit. But I mean, I'll be impressed if I can do it without wasting anything, because that will have a grasp of the mini game. Right, so this is the second ingot, and we need you to come this way. And we'll pop you off like that. I'm losing myself. And the wiki does quite clearly state that this is the most efficient way for metal consumption, not for coal consumption, which suggests that you are going to be reheating a lot. So I'm going to carry on here, and I will be back once I have a functional anvil top. And I promise that I will be honest about the amount of iron I waste. Back in a moment. Okay, we are progressing. So far, I think I have managed to do this okay. But I thought I'd bring you back for the last ingot. Hopefully the last ingot, because if it's not the last ingot, then it means I've done something wrong. Thank you, Horsey, for your vote of confidence. And bump. So we are okay. So we're going to bring all of those down. Oh no, that was right. And we're going to bring you down here. Now, as I say, I haven't made a mistake. I know I haven't made a mistake. I've been excessively careful. So if this throws a hissy fit on me and says I have, I'll be less than impressed. Right, so then let's bring that down. Unless I do something really stupid now, we should have this. But I'm not going to rule out the possibility of me doing something really stupid. Come on. Nope, we got it. Anvil top, anvil bottom meet each other. Do your thing. So, what we need to do then is we're going to grab you and stick you in there. I'm going to grab you and we're going to stick you in there. We're going to grab a couple of pieces of that. Now that's obviously already very hot. Doesn't matter, we'll just keep it there. And that needs to heat back up. And while they're cooking, we need to go and look at, if you'll recall, it seems like an age ago, but it was only about 3 episodes, we set a barrel running here to make 1 piece of borax. It took 12 days to make that. 12 in-game days, but you know. What I actually need is I need 1 piece of powdered borax. So the other piece of powdered borax can just go away somewhere. And armed with that little piece of information, we can take you when you're up to temperature and we can weld these together and get an iron ingot, an iron anvil, which will allow me to then smith this stuff to make some useful tools, which will be good. Plus I've got quite a bit left to process, so all good stuff. And we'll get you up to, let you get to maximum temperature, which is going to be about 901, I think, or 902. So we're going to place you down. We're going to place, I thought I'd put that away, okay. Place you there, I'm going to grab you, place you there, and then we're going to go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And there you have it. 1 tier 3 anvil. Oh, I didn't know you could put these on jaunty angle. If I'd have known that, I would have done that a long time ago. They have a jaunty angled anvil. Jaunty anvil, even. These, I've got 11 hours left on them, so again, trying to eat in priority order. But that is a big progress step. Now I realise I haven't made much, if any, progress to building in the south yet. And I may not this episode, because we need to get some materials together, which are here. 2 stacks of 192. We shall place those back away. And then we can come up here, and if I do that, and then that's 2 stacks of 64 off of those. Now I need to be a little bit cautious that I don't go mental and use them all up, because there are some pieces in here which are not in fact thatch. But this was kind of raised as an issue early doors when we started this process, that a castle with a thatch roof was just asking to have its roof set fire to. And I recall saying back then that we would do something about it. And this is me doing something about it. So we'll get this aged thatch, which is the actual piece that I want for my initial build down south. And then we'll work on the rest of it, the non-aged thatch, which could potentially also be used for the builds down south. It will just not have the same look that I'm looking at. I'm looking for this kind of weathered, sun-bleached look, I suppose, is the thing what I am looking for. And then actually I don't know, I'm fine, this is even. Okay, I might have an issue with the other one, but that's fine. But we can at least make a good start on getting a good solid roof under us, and then I'll go around and grab those blocks. I'm not entirely sure what the despawn timer in Vintage Story is, if I'm really honest. Now I had 64. Oh, am I missing any? Because I've got 39. That would be 50. Yeah, that's 64. Okay, that's fine. It actually adds up. My maths. It worked for once. I think I will need to make more fire shingles to go around the edge, but that is fine. That I can absolutely live with. Like I say, the bit I want initially is this. And because I don't have any of that block in this thatch, or at least I don't think I have, because I've certainly not found any in my chests, I am going to have to be careful to make sure that whatever I build has got an even roof. Otherwise I won't have the right ridge tiles for it. And I hope, I mean, as I say, I've got some visions in my head, I've got some ideas. There's going to be quite a lot of chiselling in this down south, but to a degree I've picked up a lot of tricks with chisel, and I also need to double check whether I actually have the pantograph in this. I'm fairly certain I do, but I wouldn't bet good money on it. You know, I'm not that certain. So I think we're just going to do this all the way along. We'll go and grab that roof, but it definitely is a nice looking roof tile. It's much more refined in its appearance, I think, than the thatch, for this castle build especially. So, oh, hello. Let's go and pick up the rest of the thatchy thatch. And to be honest, this aged thatch will fit. Now, I've probably seen a whole load of dungeons and ruins that I could harvest thatch from, so not the end of the world, but there should be, if I had a significant or any amount of thatch, I would expect to be seeing it in one of my chest. Oh, Terraprater. I thought I'd lost that. So Terraprater doesn't generate naturally in the world anymore, as I understand it. It is no longer a thing. I don't suppose you've got it, have you? No, you're all ruiny stuff. You're all flax. Yeah, I really don't think I have got much or any of that stuff. Oh, I never noticed the new icons for the hides as well. Interesting. Right, so we need to... I need to find some way to pop this. I'm running out of places. Let's go and stick that lot away. So it does need to be even number. That's a thing. Right, now I need to work on these. So let me continue. I've got another stack of 192, and if we look at these, I can make those just... It's just a matter of combining the things different ways. But let me get this roof done, and if hopefully I have enough. If I don't, not the end of the world. I can always make more. But right now what I need to do is come in here and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 all the way around. Yeah, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3. And then we can continue on getting this. Now I can't remember which way I had to place this. Not that way, that's for certain. So it must have been that way. Which is fine. And then we can continue on getting the old thatch off as well. And putting the putting the new tiles in. Alright, I'll be back in a bit. Well, looks like I had more than enough. I've done the entire roof and I've still got 64 plus a little bit left over of those, so that means I've got options. I mean, you know, I could break these back down and use them somewhere else. What we will do is, for now, we will save them. If I've got anywhere that I can actually fit them, that will do me. Boop, boop, boop. All of this lot, all of the thatch, I'm going to keep together because, yeah, you never know when that'll come in handy. And the last thing I want to do is, for this episode, I think the last thing I want to do for this episode, I'll double check my timings. I was going to do some building down south. That is now not really an option, but I have got... Oh, I can do... Actually, let's just get all 4 in here, and let me get myself a piece of brownie coal, because I've got everything else on me. I'm still wielding the hammer and the thing. I will get some more actually. I want to do... Have I got the... Let me just check. Oh, that's not what I need. I don't think I've got the chisel tools on this pack right now. I think I might add them because the pantograph is absolutely vital for any level of chiseling. So I'll probably add that before the next episode. And I'll make myself a good meteoric iron pantograph. But what I want to do here is make myself some good old shiny meteoric iron spears. I think I've still got those. Let me have a look. We've got all of the basic ones, and then we can do the usual stuff, and that gives me a much more potent spear solution. We probably also want a meteoric iron falx, or at least, you know, weapon. Falx would seem to be the most obvious, because I don't think I didn't put anything in for additional weapons other than adding in the spears, just because, you know me, I like spears. Spears, they have two advantages in my opinion. One is they involve keeping the enemy further away because they're a longer thing, and secondly, you can lob them at things which keeps the enemy even further away. So, you know, it's a plan with absolutely no flaws. Let me hammer these out and I'll be back in a second. Alright, yeah, I have been going 40 minutes, so we are getting close to an end point for this, but there you go. And they should be, yeah, they're cool enough. Well, soon find out. Let's have a look. Boop. Let's go and put you away, and then we can make these spears, and we are laughing. Mr. Wolf, you are even less scary than you were before. I mean, combined with a decent armor set, and I mean, it's not the best armor, but it's decent, and a decent weapon set, which is probably the more important of the two. Those are doing those are doing 5 damage, those are doing 3.8. Now you have to remember that the gold spears in vintage stories are 5.3, so these are still not as good as the gold or silver, but they are definitely a step up from the a step up from the tin bronze. So on that note, I am going to celebrate the fact that we have an Iron Anvil and a shiny new roof, but more importantly we have an Iron Anvil, which we can get into. Next episode, I've got a few more. Obviously, I want to put the chisel tools in, so I've got the pantograph because that's going to be vital for any high level chiseling. I want to just get a few bits and pieces together up here, and then we are going to head to the south base, the winter home, where we're going to build a shack. I don't mean a dirt hut, I do mean a shack, shack. But on that note, thank you very much for watching, guys. I will see you soon, and bye for now.